Hey everyone, it's Shantae Moore, certified financial educator. I'm an investment advisor representative, a fiduciary. I have over 14 years of experience in the financial services industry. And I teach people how money works. So welcome. I'm excited to be back. It's been some crazy times, right? This past month or so. And that's actually what I wanted to talk about today because I've been more busy with helping and teaching people about money and helping them with investments and, just all type of things because of what we're experiencing right now in this pandemic, having people at home, we're stuck, we can't go anywhere. And one thing for me is that I've been blessed because I have 100% virtual business to where this is how I do business anyway, at home by webinars like this. And I've been really blessed, and I wanted to share about some opportunities that have come up in one of the companies that I work with. So if you've been following me recently, I've been talking a lot about this book called How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. It's written by Tom Matthews and Steve Siebold. So Steve Siebold is actually a best-selling author. He's been writing books about wealthy people, their mindset, how did they get rich and wealthy, and they're actually self-made millionaires. So this isn't people who've had money just passed down to them. They become self-made millionaires. And Tom Matthews, he's actually been in the financial services industry for over 30 years, teaching people just like me about how money works and helping them to become financially stable. So because of this book and the success that we've been having with it over the past, probably about 6 months or so that this has been out, it has actually become a hot topic right now because of what we're experiencing, again, like I was talking about with the pandemic. And because people are wanting to help a lot of other people, why not help them with their finances? And our company has become out with a new platform to make it easy to train new people who probably don't have no type of financial background whatsoever to teach people how money works, just like what we're doing. We're truly on a crusade and looking for advocates for people who want to just, spread the word, be a resource to people. And especially if you're already somebody who's talking to people like money and you're sharing, resources and things like that, I would highly, stick with me on this video and highly think about some things that I'm going to share about as far as what we're doing, because we're definitely looking for more people to come and work with us. In particular, I am. I feel like this is a really great time to find others and bring them into, into business and learning about doing something on the side. And I just want to kind of go through this real quickly, just for a few minutes, because we are experiencing a huge, huge wealth crisis. And we just want to talk about, how can you, I'm talking to you, how can you take control of your future? And the first thing, I always ask people is, what does control look like to you? I remember I didn't really get serious about doing what I do until probably about 3-4 years ago. And I wanted to have control of my time. That was the biggest factor for me. I wanted control of my time. I wanted to, be there for my little ones if they ever got sick or if they had a field trip that I wanted to attend. And that's what control looked like for me. I wanted to be in control. So I'm just asking, think about, what does control look like for you? And one of the reasons why I kind of navigated to this industry is because it's the biggest industry in the world. The financial services industry is $109 trillion industry. So when I see something like that, the one question that I think about is how big of an opportunity, depending on what industry that I get into, can I build and make for myself? And the financial services industry is definitely room for lots of opportunity. And why? Because generationally, people need help. We know that financial illiteracy is the #1 economic crisis in the world. 5 billion people are affected by not knowing how money works and not having enough money saved. And we had another survey we did where 70% of people in the world are financially illiterate. We hear that term financial literacy. That basically just means that you know how money works. And how would we know how money works? Because only 21 out of 50 states actually require a class on personal finance to be taken in high school. I live in the state of Illinois and they're not teaching nothing here in Illinois. Look at your state on this map. Is there something there for your state? We don't learn this stuff in school. So it's no wonder that we make mistakes when we get older in life. And so our company's mission, which is the How Money Works company, is we want to stamp out financial illiteracy everywhere so that families can dream again. You know, people are sitting at home, they're not earning as much money as they used to, and they're worried. And they're definitely not thinking about big goals. They're not thinking about retiring. They're worried about, can I even do any of these things anymore? Just because their finances are being drastically affected right now. And our company, again, WealthWave, is we are the How Money Works company. So when I talk about this book, that's all we talk about is teaching people how money works. That's the core of our mission. And we have an education system that we created on our own to bring this education to people. Because like I said, where else are we going to learn about money? Like, unless you come from a wealthy family where these things are generally ingrained in your blood and DNA, which 99% of us don't, how else do we learn? And so our company created a bunch of tools and resources, including this How Money Works book, to share with others and help people become financially educated. And we meet the need of financial literacy through different things, engagement, teaching people stories, storytelling. If you watch my videos, I tell a lot of stories, right? And I don't even make them up. Like I've seen probably every scenario it could be when it comes to so many different things with finances. Discovery, bite-sized content where it really invites the listener, the person who's, learning about finances to really think about their own situation. Clarity and simplicity, talking about money in a very simple form. One thing I tell people all the time is that this book, I gave it to my 11-year-old daughter to read because it's that simple for somebody to learn about these financial concepts. Things that are up to date. Our industry is constantly changing. There's so many tax laws. We saw just within the last couple of weeks, tons of government intervention, a lot of laws that have changed that affect our finances, that affect our taxes and affect our money. And then really just being honest about, what are the realities that you can face. And then also not just giving you the education, but also giving you strategy. People need to know, what's the next steps? What should I do? Should I get life insurance? Should I invest my money? I have this 401k. What do I need to do? So working with the professionals in our company, we can actually also give you that know-how, that step-by-step plan of action to follow. And so what we teach, again, are realities. You have to understand what's at stake. If you keep living in this la-la world and thinking that, oh, I'll retire and then magically the money will just appear, that won't happen. We teach concepts. I tell people all the time, like, I have an accounting degree before I even started working with this company. And I thought I was really smart. I thought I knew about money. And it's like I was balancing balance sheets and all this. I didn't know crap. I didn't know nothing about personal finance whatsoever, but you couldn't tell me anything then until I learned some real basic financial concepts. And I was like, I didn't learn about any of this stuff in my 4 years of college and getting my accounting degree. So imagine I went to school for technically finances and to learn about business, and I didn't even learn basic, simple financial concepts that we teach in this book, like the Rule of 72. Compounding interest, the time value of money. Those are things that any person should know about finances, and I did not learn about those things. And then again, what's most important is not just to learn and get the information, but to take action. I tell people, we hear that term, knowledge is power. No, applied knowledge is power. Apply the knowledge and actually take action for your own finances. So that's by having strategies and learning new things about how can I start making decisions and improving my finances. Again, financial illiteracy is also the #1 economic crisis in America. 44% of Americans don't have enough cash to cover a $400 emergency. And if that type of emergency came up, guess what? They're swiping a credit card because they don't have the cash. 43% of student loan borrowers are not making payments. And we have people who are pushing policymakers to do something about that right now, right? Because of the pandemic. 9,333 is the average credit card debt for people who are carrying balances, which means that if you had that debt, $9,300 on a credit card, because of compounded interest, that'll actually grow to over $37,000 if that debt is not paid off in the next 30 years. and 33% of Americans have zero retirement savings. This is probably one of the bigger crises when it comes to, why do we need money? Why do we need to save money? Because a third of our American population have nothing saved for retirement. So those are the realities. Again, we don't sugarcoat anything. And you really got to ask yourself, what am I doing right now? Will my retirement fly? You generally need about 70% of your current income right now to live off per year. Most people just depend on say, oh, well, I'll get some money from Social Security. Social Security covers just about 40% of your retirement income that it's supposed to cover. Now, first of all, we don't even know if Social Security will be there in the future, right? Like that's a whole nother conversation. And then a lot of people say, well, I have my 401k. Yeah, but most people have not saved enough money in their 401k. So it's like flying an airplane with only one wing. We actually need to be saving more in our personal savings, and a lot of people just are not on track when it comes to that. And then no generation is saving enough. Like I talked about earlier, millennials, save about $23,000 for retirement. And, millennials are not the young generations. You have a lot of millennials who are 30s, older 30s, who, 35, 36, 37, 38, they have homes, they have cars, they have family, they have, kids who are like 10 years old. That's not young, but those people barely have $23,000 saved. That sandwich generation, again, they only have about $66,000 saved. And the average baby boomer has about $152,000 saved. You might say, like, I don't even have nothing saved, so I don't even fall into one of these categories. So again, that's why we're talking about this, because most people, they don't have enough. Let's say you only had Social Security and your 401k to rely on. By the time you turn age 67, your money could actually run out pretty quickly because you do not have enough personal savings. And because of that, people are re-entering into the workforce. Their lifestyles are dramatically restricted. And we often see a lot of people going to live in home with their adult children just because they cannot afford to live on their own. Or, what if you became financially educated and you taught others how to be financially educated and they started to know how to save? One thing people don't understand is compounding growth. That's the true way that you actually grow your money. Your money is growing on top of each other. And that's from our personal savings that you can do that. So you can see that in this example, when you retire by 67, you'll have reliable income that will last as long as you do, so that now you can pass on money to the next generation. We teach concepts like the rule of 72, which again is just a mental math shortcut for how long it will take you to double your money. I did not learn about the rule of 72 while I was studying to get my accounting degree. I just didn't. And how you do it is really easy. If you're saving money and you're earning interest in an account, take 72 divided by that interest, and that will tell you how many years it would take for your money to double. That's a really cool concept that if somebody had learned that when they were 20 years old, they would really think twice about where they're saving. Most people are saving their money in the bank account where they're earning less than 1% interest. Let's say you're getting 1% interest. 72 divided by 1 is 72. So that money you're putting away in the bank won't double. You probably won't even see it in your lifetime double because it's taking so long. Versus if you work with somebody like myself, or even just became financially educated, you could learn to find places that could give you 12% interest or more. 72 divided by 12 is 6. So how would you like your money to double every 6 years? One double is twice your money. So that's a big, big deal when it comes to saving. And again, we have characters in the book who talk about this, thinking about, well, what if I did come into money? Like this person had $10,000. How could I save that in an account that can just double more? We look at people who don't save. I mean, a lot of clients, they come into me just because they're wanting to start, and that's great. I'm not here to pass no judgment, but you have to understand, the longer you wait to save, as far as, maybe I'll start when I'm 30, maybe I'll start when I'm 40 or 50. Like there's never no perfect time to start saving money. You just have to understand that the shorter your time frame is to reach your goal, in particular like retirement, that means you have more money to save. So in this example, let's say you're trying to save $1 million by age 67 and you're 35 years old. You would actually need to put away $450 a month in an account that's earning you 9% interest. We're not even factoring taxes here, but that account is growing by 9% and it's compounding monthly. Then by age 67, as long as you do that consistently, you could probably get close to $1 million for sure. But what if you're 50? I meet a lot of 50-year-olds. They want to retire. don't have much saved. So great, let's start trying to save money. You want to accumulate $1 million in 17 years. Now you have to put over $2,000 to reach that goal. Like, yeah, and who could do that? That's not easy to do, right? Like, it's not. So most times, especially if you're older in that type of position, it's not like you're just going to have $2,000 just fall out the sky that you can set aside in an account, right? This is actually when you should think about becoming an entrepreneur. Because I mean, a lot of people that say, oh, I'll get a part-time job. Why not think about becoming an entrepreneur? And that's why I'm talking about this to you guys, because again, you could start teaching people how money works and then also get paid for it. So again, we teach people about taxes. When I talk to people, especially about saving, especially about investing, I always tell them, like, the first thing we really got to think about, well, first of all, is your risk tolerance, but also, how are we going to pay taxes on this money? Are we paying taxes now? Are we paying taxes later? Or are we paying taxes never? Are we going to have money in tax-free positions? So again, that's being educated. Like, if you had this basic information, you'll know exactly how to save your money and how to invest your money. What if you had a strategy that gave you zero market risk, meaning no matter what happens with the stock market, no matter if another coronavirus came and, dropped our markets in 30%, you don't lose anything, zero. What about if you had a strategy that also incorporated long-term care? That's an expense that a lot of people do not plan for at all, because we don't, first of all, they think long-term care is just for, people in nursing homes or older seniors. That's totally not the case. Long-term care is when you cannot complete 2 of the 6 daily living activities, generally for a period of 90 days. And there's a lot of reasons why you could qualify for something like that. And then you're needing long-term care. You probably can't work. Or you're not able to work as much and bring in the money that you're used to bringing into your household. What about an account that gives you some tax-deferred growth? So where you didn't have to worry about paying taxes while that money is growing and compounding and earning interest. Or how about having some tax-free income from that strategy? Not only does your money grow, no taxes, but then you can also pull it out and not pay taxes ever again. That's a really cool thing to do. And then what about a tax-free legacy? What can I do to where, I can pass on and create this mass amount of wealth to my children, and then they also receive that money tax-free? So those are strategies that we teach. A lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, I want to do better in my finances. I just don't know where to go. I don't know what to start. What should I do first? Well, we actually give you the blueprint. We give you the 7 steps on what you need to do to improve your finances and to start getting things on a better page. And so I talked a lot about what we do, what we teach, and the different strategies that we like to talk to people about. But I'm really talking to you about this because this is something that you could do as a business opportunity to help you earn extra income. Now, for here, this is an example of someone who's just helping 5 families a month. They earn about $9,000 doing this, helping one family make a really good, smart decision, which could be potentially annual income of over $100,000. One thing people need to understand is that the financial services industry is a very lucrative industry. And because we're helping people with money and finances, this industry pays us very well because we have a lot of financial responsibility. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a fiduciary. That means that I have to work in my client's best interest. I have to make sure that not only do I educate them, but that I help them find the best financial product and solution for them. And as long as I do my job in doing that, I get compensated very well for that. And so imagine, if you help 5 families a month and making over $9,000 income. Now, is this realistic every day? No, it's not. Trust me. I would love to make $9,000 consistently every single month. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It really just depends on your effort. But is it absolutely doable? Absolutely. There are many people in our company who are multiple 6-figure income earners, because they do put this type of effort and help out a lot of people. Now, one thing I really like about it is that I can, I don't want to be a one-man show. I don't want to be in business and everything is dependent upon me and my time and my effort. Like I said, I love being with my family. I love doing special things with my children. I don't want to have a business that it just runs me. I want to run it. So a big part of that is that I can also bring in others to work with me and then help them become people who can teach people how money works. And then when they start helping families, that I can also get compensated from building a team and helping them to also teach others how money works. And our impact is huge. We've helped over 250,000 families and individuals to learn about money just because we shared this book with them. And because of the education and people wanting to do better with their finances, when people take action, when they sign up for that Roth IRA that we talked about, when they, apply for that life insurance policy that they now know that they should have, we get compensated for that. That's how I get paid. Again, that's what we say when we help a family, that's how we get paid to do that. And so over the last 3 years, our company has paid out over $200 million in commissions to people who have accessed this platform and who are helping others. When you look at going into business for yourself, because there's a lot of people that are trying to find things to do from home, I really think about, well, what does a platform offer you? Do you have leadership? Leaders who have trailblazers business, they're very successful, they can teach you how to do it. My biggest thing is marketing. Now we have this amazing marketing app, platform to where you can actually go out and talk to anybody about what we do and how we do it. We have technology. So just like how I'm showing you this presentation online, and everybody's at home using Zoom right now and connecting. You have administration. You got to think about back office support, sales systems, products, what are available to you to make you be able to do business well. So one thing that I really, really like, and why I was like, I need to record a video about this, is because of our digital marketing platform. Everything that you need to run a business from home, you'll have full access to from day one. Websites, presentations, you can order the book online and have copies to hand out. You'll have professional email addresses, opportunity to order business cards. So from day one, you can have a professional presence in this financial services industry. Right now, we have a huge advocacy. Like maybe you're like, okay, Shantae, kind of thinking about it, but I don't know if I can be an entrepreneur. So I totally get that. At no point up until, even though I've been in the financial services industry for 14 years, I never thought about being in business for myself. I thought I would always work for a big investment company or finance company and just have those corporate roles, which I did. I did those things when I became professionally licensed. But for the past 7 years, almost 7 years, I've actually been running my own private financial planning practice through Wealthway, having access to this How Money Works company. So again, I'm my own boss. And we have a program to help employees learn how to become entrepreneurs, really teaching people about the mindset, understanding what does it take to run a business for yourself. Because some people definitely are not ready to take that leap. And I would encourage it, even though I'm suggesting you look at this opportunity, I'm really only talking about on a part-time basis. We're not saying quit your job and come work with us full time. No, this is a contractor, independent contractor role. This isn't a job. This isn't a 9-to-5 whatsoever. And so it's not easy to go from that employee mindset when you're used to, having someone tell you what to do and having that structure, and depending on the 2-week, income coming in every 2 weeks, a lot of people that's really hard to let go of. And we have a program called E2E to teach employees how to become entrepreneurs. And again, I just think about having complete control and freedom. I have no boss. I have no required work hours. I have no required office attendance. I don't have to check in to nobody. I have no problems working from home. This whole pandemic, I've just been at home and on my laptop typing and doing these webinar presentations back to back to back. I have no vacation day restrictions. When I want to take some time off, I can do it. I can unplug, spend time with my kids, and live life the way that I want to. There's no layoffs because I don't depend on anyone to, again, maintain a job for me. This is all on my own. So I just tell people, there's really 3 ways that you can think about working with us. First of all, you could just become a client. You could say, Shantae, I've been following you, I've been watching your videos. I want to increase my knowledge. What strategies can you teach me so that I can save my money? That's something I'd be happy to help you with. I have no problem with that. I love talking to people and helping them come up with their own financial strategies and helping them to implement it. However, maybe you're thinking about, like I said, maybe you're thinking about doing what I do and learning how to teach other people how to work. I encourage you to do it part-time. You know, become a licensed professional, because again, this isn't no MLM, no multi-level marketing, nothing. This is a for real business. We're highly regulated. You need to be licensed to make money. Go through the licensing processes, start bringing in clientele, you know, growing as a leader, learning, you know, growing a team, you know, choosing when and where you want to work. You know, there's no requirements, there's no quotas and nothing like that. And really just start to prove and show yourself that, man, I could probably really do this. And on top of that is I'm making money, I'm paying my bills. So why not? And then you can graduate to, you know, doing this full time. This is what I do. I focus 100% on my business. I have an amazing team that I work with who I adore. You know, we really don't have to work in the traditional, you know, idea of the financial services industry, where they require you to meet quotas and you got to sell only certain things. You know, there's so many incentives. And at the end of the day, this is a business that I built that I can actually pass on to my children. So you can create a legacy for your family. So at the end of this, I just wanted to encourage you to think about, what does financial freedom look like to you? You know, what does that mean? What does that feel like? You know, what if a lot of people are at home, they're thinking about working from home, they're thinking about, how can I make money during this time? I just feel like this is just a perfect time to look into a new industry, to look at something new to do. You don't have to be an expert. We have an amazing training platform. Like, I'm really excited about all the tools and resources we have. So I'll put this link in the description box below so that you can connect with me. I'll leave you guys with that. Contact me. I definitely will be uploading more videos very soon. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.